kick off episode 49 of the podcast devoted to the classic and sometimes not-so-classic genre cinema of yesteryear with a song from the band The Underwater Bosses. They're a surf band based out of Syracuse, New York, and this is a song off their new EP release. It actually just came out on Halloween Day. The song is called Ghoul Tide Ride. It's from their album Dark Side of the Ride. You can find out more about them over at underwaterbosses.bandcamp.com. You can also find them on X, and I'm sure they've got some other social media outlets as well. Check them out. Let them know that you heard about them here on the Bride of Monster Kid Radio. My name's Derek M. Cook. Welcome to the show. And this week, oh man, never have I missed living in the Pacific Northwest than I did listening to the files that were sent to me from our good friend Jeff Pullier. So Jeff sent in some recordings from the Joy Cinema in Tigard, Oregon. They did their annual Scare-A-Thon, and that's what we're going to hear this week. Jeff was there for all 5 movies, and coincidentally, friend of the show, Monster Kid Radio irregular Dominique Lamses was there as well, and they just hung out, watched a bunch of movies together, recorded about every one of the movies after watching it, and then at the end, Jeff even got with Jeff Punk Rock Martin from the Joy Cinema to talk a little bit about the experience. Oh, it's an incredible conversation. I really wish I was there, but this is the next best thing, right? So you're going to hear them talk about movies like The Blob, House of Dracula, Trog, Black Sabbath, and The Ghost and Mr. Chicken. So that's coming up this week here on the show. Also, we've got Mark Matzke's Beta Capsule review, where he's going through every single episode of Ultraman Taro. So that's coming up in this episode. Actually, that's going to be coming up here in a few minutes. Why don't we just get to that right now?
The green slimes are here!
King Kong! The horror picture of all time.
Don't let him get me!
A beautiful girl torn from the arms of her lover by a jungle beast. King Kong!
See a battle between prehistoric monsters on an island time forgot.
A nightmare jungle creature from the primeval past stalking Midnight Street.
My baby! It's got my baby!
See the thrill classic of all time, the biggest gorilla picture ever made in motion picture history. The jungle epic that can never be duplicated.
See RKO's original...
King Kong!
King Kong!
King Kong!
The sound you hear is dripping blood. This is the start of Black Sunday. Black Sunday comes but once every 100 years. On that day, the undead demons of hell rise to unleash an orgy of evil on the world. From Nicolas Gogol's great classic, American International Pictures presents Black Sunday, the most frightening motion picture you have ever seen. She was murdered 500 years ago. There in the barren waste that was her cemetery, they nailed the mask of Satan to her face. Not since Dracula stalked the earth has there been such an unspeakable day and night as Black Sunday.
Live from the Land of Light in Nebula M78, home of the mighty Ultra Heroes, it's Monster Kid Radio's Beta Capsule Review.
Ultraman Taro, Episode 9, The Day Tokyo Crumbles. Original air date June 1st, 1973. Skyscrapers are collapsing all across Tokyo. ZAT launches an investigation and meets the architect of one of the failed buildings. It turns out the architect is the father of Kenichi's classmate, and later on, the boys return to the site of the accident and capture 2 large ants in glass jars. The ants escape, and the boys contact ZAT, but they're too late to prevent the destruction of another high-rise. ZAT tries to eradicate the ant swarm, but their efforts backfire as they unwittingly create kaiju ant Erendo, which can breathe both fire and acid. Kotaro confronts the monster himself, transforming into Taro after falling off a building. But things seem grim when his strium beam proves ineffective against the gargantuan pest. Taro Episode 9 is enjoyable and well executed in almost every respect. I say almost every because there are some truly campy moments involving rubber ants, but even they are more amusing than anything and are right at home in the wacky world of Taro. Along those same lines, a pattern has emerged in which Kotaro, in human form, jumps on a giant monster, dangles on an appendage, and gets thrown off, which typically results in Taro taking over the fight. One last trend deserves mention, and that's the excellence of the monster suits in Ultraman Taro. One wonders if Tsuburaya Productions had received complaints about the monsters in Ultraman Ace, whose quality had sadly deteriorated. Because in Taro, we've been treated to some incredible creatures by comparison. Erendo, the monster in this episode, is a perfect example, looking very much like a mean-spirited flying ant. It's an intriguing contrast. Much of Taro is primary colors and cartoony caricature, but the kaiju are presented with great care, are given imaginative, destructive powers, and generally wreak a lot of havoc. For fans of ultra heroes and monsters alike, it's a winning formula. For Bride of Monster Kid Radio's Beta Capsule Review, this is Mark Matzke reporting.
Ages ago, in a long-lost part of the world, the Mayans worshipped a terrifying goddess. To her, men offered their strength and their devotion. Women offered the beauty of their bodies. Al-Tiki, the immortal monster. Today, courageous adventurers, dedicated scientists of both sexes begin the exploration of recently discovered caverns buried in the very womb of the earth. From space beyond space comes force beyond measurement, energizing this monstrous mass of man-eating protoplasm that devours every living thing it touches. When her mate appears in the sky, the power of Kaltiki will destroy the world. You can believe what you like. Kaltiki's been reborn.
All civilians are to remain in their homes until further order. Every precaution has been taken to combat the danger the city faces, and all citizens are urged to remain calm. That is all for now.
Can anything on this earth stop Kaltiki, the immortal monster?
I see you marrying a corpse, living in a grave.
The vampire can assume very many different forms at will. Sometimes it appears as a bat, and sometimes as a small cloud of swirling vapor. In this way it can move unseen among its enemies.
Son of Dracula, searing the screen with new terror in this weird tale of the living dead who rise from the grave at night to prey on unsuspecting victims. With Louise Albritton, Robert Page, Evelyn Ankers, Frank Craven, J. Edward Bromberg, and Lon Chaney as the new Count Dracula, you'll shudder at the screen's most fascinating woman vampire, luring men with cold beauty and the promise of immortality.
Count Alucard is immortal. Through him, I attained immortality. Through me, you will do the same.
I am Dracula, and I bid you welcome to the podcast devoted to the classic, and sometimes not so classic, genre cinema of yesteryear. And I offer you this warning. Sometimes Derek and his guests get excited, and they may spoil a movie or two. You know how excited monster kids can get sometimes. If Monster Kid Radio spoils a movie for you, do not come whining to me. I cannot stand whines.
Hello, Brad of Monster Kid Radio. This is Jeff Clear calling in from the Joy Cinema in Tigard, Oregon. And it is the second best day of the year after Halloween. It is the Joy Cinema Scare-A-Thon. And I am here with
Dominique Lamses. Hey, everybody.
So we just saw The Ghost and Mr. Chicken.
Attaboy, Luther.
Yeah, attaboy, Luther.
It's spooky. It's eerie.
It's The Ghost and Mr. Chicken, starring three-time Emmy Award winner Don Knotts as the world's bravest coward.
I have been called brave. Now let me clarify this. As you see, I'm a lion with girls, a tiger with men, and I'm just naturally at home in a haunted house. So what's brave? How should I know? I'm chicken.
Mr. Chicken to you. In this motion picture, he starts as a roving reporter. Now he's a raving reporter trying to solve a murder mystery in a house of terror. And he'll scare you silly. Don Knotts in The Ghost and Mr. Chicken in Technicolor.
And you're chicken if you missed this movie.
This is a 1966 movie. I think that's the first Scare-A-Thon I've been to where they didn't start with a black and white movie.
You might be right.
Yeah.
I can't.
Now, I didn't make it last year because I was sick, but I'm pretty sure they had a black and white last year.
I haven't been in a couple years, but I think.
Well, you've been out of town. You've had a good reason.
Yeah.
Better than just being sick. If I didn't know better, I would swear this was a Disney movie. This had such a 1960s Disney feel to it, but it's a Universal Pictures movie.
No, absolutely, yeah. Although I was actually thinking more like Adam West Batman than Disney, honestly.
Well, 1966 is the right year for that. And in fact, the female lead, one of the few things I know her from was she was a villain in a two-parter. Don't remember exactly what they called her, but basically she was Annie Oakley, but with a slightly different name because that's how they did it on Batman 66.
Oh, was that Calamity Jane?
No.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, but anyway.
Oh, really? Okay.
Anyway, a couple other familiar faces. Dick Sargent from Bewitched.
Yeah.
And I really thought that the bad guy of the movie, Alexander Simmons, was the chief from Get Smart. But it's not. He just looks a lot like him.
Yeah, he looks a lot like him. He's one of those guys who's been in everything, but he's never had a big role, so it's hard to like.
Yeah.
I know that
exactly.
guy, but I don't.
When I was looking through his page, yeah, I mean, credit after credit for shows I know, but nothing I know him specific from. And same thing with the director of the movie. He's not really known for movies, although he would also do a couple years later, The Shakiest Gun in the West, also with Don Knotts.
Okay.
Name a sitcom from the 60s, and he directed at least one episode of it.
One of those guys, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sure in somewhere in my 52 years, I must have seen this movie sometime. I did not remember it at all. So this might actually be a first viewing for me. At least it felt like a first viewing, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Slight spoilers here. No actual ghost.
I'm one of those people who I'm annoyed by the Scooby-Doo ending. Because also, like, okay, there's no... Okay, Occam's razor. I'm sorry. The simplest explanation is the easiest. The simplest explanation is that it's a ghost. Nobody, ask any project manager, nobody can pull that off, okay? Nobody can pull that off if it's not a ghost. It's a ghost.
Yeah. And even though we get an explanation for how the organ played without someone at the main keyboard, if they explain the shears in the painting, I missed it.
I missed it. Or how there's a new painting that doesn't have a hole in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe the heads at Universal Studios chickened out. Oh, I wish you could see the look Dominique was giving me. Anyway, I had a lot of fun though.
Oh yeah, we had a great crowd for this one. The people here were like really excited to see it.
Dominique, just before we start recording, Dominique and I were talking. This may be the biggest crowd we've ever seen at the Joy for a Scare-A-Thon. I mean, not packed, but it's pretty darn busy.
Yeah, and like we were fighting for parking and everything, so
yeah. So that's great news for one of our favorite small businesses. Let's see here. I think House of Dracula is up next.
I believe so, yes.
Okay, but if you have a chance to see it, goes to Mr. Chicken, and you've never seen it before, granted, we've slightly spoiled it for you, but it's still worth watching. Don Knotts, they gave him plenty of chances for his physical comedy, which is one of the things that made him a star.
Exactly, and we might have spoiled the plot a little bit. We didn't spoil the jokes, and that's what you're here for, because it's so funny.
Yeah, it's really good. Anyway, this is Jeff and
Dominique
of
House of Silent Graves. Look me up on Facebook. Buy some stuff so I can afford a website.
There we go.
I am Count Dracula. You see before you a man who has lived for centuries, kept alive by the blood of innocent people.
When the full moon rises, I turn into a werewolf, with only one desire, to kill.
I tried to perform the miracle of science. Failed. My blood is contaminated with the blood of Dracula.
We just finished
House of Dracula.
Yes. So previous Scare-A-Thons, I'm sure Jeff has always played them in chronological order, oldest movie to newest movie. This was a change. We commented when we talked about Ghost of Mr. Chicken, it was weird to start with a color movie. Well, it's because it was filmed 20 years or so after this. We got a black and white film this time, an actual Universal monster movie, a monster rally movie.
Yep.
And even though not every monster is named as such, boy, they threw just about everything in.
I mean, yeah, we got crammed with this one. So there was, of course, Dracula.
Yep.
Young Hot John Carradine. Shout out to Young Hot John Carradine Vampire. I'm always here for that.
Yep.
We had, of course, Young Hot Lon Chaney Jr. as Lawrence Talbot.
Yep. We have the Frankenstein's creature.
Poor Thing.
Well, yeah, Poor Thing in more ways than one. Poor Thing because he barely brought back to life and killed again.
Like
right at the end.
Seriously. And he's standing there like, what's going on? I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
I'm on fire.
He's practically a newborn. And then the movie is just done.
Yeah.
So, people that are sometimes considered monsters, but aren't really named as such in the movie, we have the nurse, Nina, who is a hunchback. However, she is super smart.
Yeah.
I mean, she is a capable woman.
And the sweetest person in the movie.
And sweet. So, not a monster. Just an unfortunate deformity.
Yeah.
I mean, and what happens with Dr. Adelman when he gets the reverse transfusion from Dracula, they don't name it at all, but to me, it was clearly a Jekyll and Hyde kind of situation.
Yep, it was 100% Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I didn't see coming. Yeah, I figured it would turn him into a vampire.
That's what I was thinking.
And at first, it even showed like that. I mean, he even disappears in the mirror.
Yeah.
But it's very much a nighttime personality change.
Yeah. Well, even physical, because, okay, spoiler alert again, he goes out and he kills the Carter guy.
Yeah.
And then he comes back and, like, everybody's like, oh, that's not the same guy. It doesn't look the same guy.
Yeah.
Even though they clearly saw him when he was, like, killing the guy.
Well, and yeah, his hair gets a little crazy and his eyes get very crazy, but that's the actor. That's Lionel Atwell.
That wasn't Lionel Atwell. Lionel Atwell was the cop. Lionel
You're right.
Atwell's
Excuse me. Sorry.
I don't know who that actor
was. It was Lionel Atwell's final role, but no. Darn, I can't remember who plays.
Yeah. But he was.
But he was really good.
He was really good.
Yeah.
He was really good.
Hey, if I can interrupt, this is Derek from the edit booth. Okay, it's not really a booth, it's a desk. But, okay, this is Derek from the editing desk. That sounds okay. So, yeah, Lionel Atwell played the police inspector, and Dr. Edelman was played by Onslow Stevens. I just want to throw that out there because I also agree. Onslow Stevens was really good as the mad doctoring this. And the Jekyll and Hyde thing, not something I considered before. Thanks for bringing that up, gang. All right, back to Jeff and Dominique.
And then the last major character we have is the assistant, Melissa. It's a strange form of Melissa.
I think it's supposed to be German, so it's like Melitza, because like carrying the T.
Okay.
Because it's that funny, nebulous Germany horror movie.
Yeah.
The Hammer does it a lot better, but Universal does do it somewhat.
Yeah. But again, like Nina, she's a strong female character. She's a good person.
We're going to disagree on this one.
I don't think she's an evil person. She had a history with Dracula, not knowing he's Dracula. She had a history with him as the Count, which the Count still has the hots for her, but she falls for Larry Talbot. And I think we can see the moment that she falls for him, and it's when he has asked to be put in the town prison, the town jail, and we see him transform.
Here's my thing. I give them credit for Nina, the Hunchback, because they did a great job on that character. I completely disagree that they did a good job with Melissa.
Okay.
Because I'm going to self-censor her. She is the monster.
Well, yes, that doesn't make her a bad person.
No, but being written that way, she was written by a guy specifically because she was also the hot one. So she's supposed to be the one that every guy wants.
Okay.
I don't think she's necessarily a good person or a bad person because she's two-dimensional. She's not supposed to have any personality except that all the monsters want her and she wants all the monsters. Which, again, Hays Code, I'm surprised they got away with that.
Well, from what I was reading, this was supposed to be a much more violent film from the original script. And the Hays Code said, oh, no, you don't.
Yeah.
And it got heavily watered down. And it's pretty violent as it is. This is a violent movie for the time. Mm-hmm. For what I read, like the big battle between, there was supposed to be a major battle between Larry in his Wolfman form and Dracula in his bat form. And there were like supposed to be innocent casualties from their battle, people dying, which the Hays Code just said, oh, no, you don't.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you've kind of turned me around on Melissa. I still don't think she's a bad person.
I don't think she's a bad person, but she's not written to be anything except the hot chick.
I do think she was written that, she was invited to be Dr. Edelman's assistant because of her intelligence. So, granted, that is more of a we are told than we see.
Yeah.
But I at least like to think that the basically two female roles in the movie were not typical for the time.
Nina definitely was not.
And Nina was definitely not.
And that actress, I can't remember her name, but she did stuff like this all the time because she was the blind lady in The Brute Man. So she had no problem playing like physical deformities. Mm-hmm. She's beautiful. So for a beautiful woman to be all like, nah, sure.
Well, the first time we see her, we don't see her spinal deformity. We only see her from the front. She's working at a table. It's not until Dr. Edelman calls her over that we see that she has this hunch.
Yeah.
And I think that was really well timed and well directed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Derek from the editing desk again. I'm surprised Jeff didn't mention this or pick up on this or whatever, considering he brought up Batman earlier. Jane Addams in The Brute Man in House of Dracula, but also she played Vicky, and I believe she's supposed to be Vicky Vale. If she's not named Vicky Vale, she's Vicky in the 1949 Batman and Robin serial.
And this movie does get it's a 67-minute runtime. It is super short, and it's not like a modern movie where we get 10 minutes of credits.
No, absolutely. But it also requires this, like, I feel like this is one of the precursors of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're in this town, and it's like, Dracula? Oh, yeah, Dracula does whatever. Frankenstein? Oh, my God, it's the Frankenstein monster. Like, everybody knows. Why do you live there? Why do you live in a place where this is common? Move out of Gotham City.
Moving is expensive. Even then. One thing I want to compliment, especially, is the transformation sequences.
All the effects in this were really good.
Yeah.
All the effects in this.
For such a low budget.
The bat was actually really well done.
Yeah, when Dracula transforms.
And it's nice and big, and the wings were really articulated.
It was well articulated, really slow.
Yeah, but it's more articulated than the little rubber bat.
But yeah.
That we usually
but especially the Talbot transformation.
Yeah.
We see it twice. We see him go into wolf form and come out of wolf form. The coming out, they shortened a little bit. It wasn't quite as long. I mean, they really did the beauty sequence for transforming into the Wolfman. And it was really, really good.
But also the scene where Edelman disappears in the mirror, that was really well done.
Oh, yeah.
And even that scene where Dracula, right before the last transfusion, and Nina comes in, and he's hypnotizing her because Dracula's like, okay, this guy's trying to screw me. So he's hypnotizing her, and like part of the screen gets fuzzy. And then when it hits her where she's standing, because the part she was standing in wasn't fuzzy. And then the minute it hits her and she falls over, the whole scene goes fuzzy. I'm like, oh, that's nice. That's nice. It's really well done.
One thing that amazes me, it's not a special effect, is the look of John Carradine as Dracula.
I mean, for real though.
He is so elongated.
Yep.
It looks like a special effect.
But he was so tall and skinny, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it absolutely works. It absolutely works.
If I have a big complaint, is that Carradine didn't use an accent. Dracula should have an accent. I'm just...
Okay, I don't care about that. Especially when it's... Because, I mean, John Carradine voice, come on.
Yes, but it could be John Carradine talking like this.
John Carradine can talk however he wants. I'm here for it.
All right, so that is House of Dracula.
Yep.
Here at the Joy Cinema Scare-A-Thon. I believe our third movie for tonight is The Blob.
The Blob.
It creeps, it creeps, it glides, it slides. And we are here for it.
Absolutely.
Dave! Doc Hallen's been killed.
Doc Hallen, what happened?
It's over at his place. You gotta come now.
Now, wait a minute, Steve. Tell us what happened.
Well, I'm trying to tell you. Now, this thing had killed the doc.
Well, what was it?
Stop with it, kid. But it's kind of like a mass that keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Every one of you watching this screen, look out. Because soon, very soon, the most horrifying monster menace ever conceived will be oozing into this theater. Two teenagers see it first, like a falling star from outer space.
Boy, that was close. Hey, come on. I want to see if I can find it.
An old man finds it, touches it, and this is the shocking result. From then on, there's no stopping the blob as it spreads from town to town. It's indestructible. It's indescribable. Nothing can stop it.
This town is in danger.
How can it be stopped? Mob hysteria sweeps one city. Before long, the nation, and then the world could fall before the blood-curdling threat of the Blob.
Starring Steve McQueen and a cast of exciting young people.
It creeps. It leaps.
I don't remember this part, I'm sorry.
Glides and slides.
It glides and slides.
And we are now talking The Blob, the movie that just finished, movie number 3 of 5, here at the Joy Scare-A-Thon 2025. I presume not your first time seeing The Blob.
Oh, no.
like I said with our first feature, Ghost of Mystery Chicken, I can't remember if I ever saw it before. This is the only one I can unequivocally say I've seen it before.
Well, it's also one of those movies where everything references it, so even if you haven't seen it before, you
got a pretty good idea.
feel like you've seen it before.
Yeah. The funny thing is, just last night I was telling my son, who's 23, about an idea. When he was super young, the animated movie Monsters vs. Aliens came out. And I was telling him I had an idea for he and I to sit down and watch all the monster movies that the heroic monsters of the movie are from. So we were talking The Blob.
Okay.
Because B.O.B. Bob is one of the monsters, a very funny and not terrifying monster. But here we are watching The Blob today. Fortunately, Alex isn't with me. Oh, darn, I'll have to watch it at home with him.
Oh, that's too bad.
So, of the three we've seen, this one has the worst production values, in my opinion. I love the idea, but boy, the execution wasn't great. Now it beats the pants out of the Larry Hagman directed sequel.
I actually don't think I've seen that one.
I've seen that here at the Joy. It's worth seeing once.
Yeah.
At least I can say it's worth seeing once. I mean, there's things I've seen here at the Joy for Weird Wednesday specifically that I wish I could unsee. But The Blob isn't one of them. You know, for all of its flaws, it's still an enjoyable movie.
See, my thing about this movie, okay, technically you're right that the production values aren't the greatest, but it doesn't try to be anything it's not.
Oh, that's for sure.
They know their limitations and they worked around them. And for me, that goes a long way. Because honestly, the movies we've been seeing so far, pretty quality. So we can't really say, oh, this is... I mean, honestly, I'm not looking forward to the next movie.
Oh, yeah, we still have Frog coming up. So.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I have actually seen that one before.
And then an anthology movie after that.
Okay, you talk smack about Bavel, we're done. Do not go.
What?
I just scared him really badly.
I don't know. What did I do? And what am I not supposed to do?
Don't talk smack about Mario Bava. You should know better.
Okay. It's just anthology movies sometimes aren't great. I haven't seen it. I don't know.
Okay, but it's above an anthology movie.
Okay. The way we banter, audience, you would think we are together a few days a week, and we literally, today's the first day we've seen each other in years.
In years, yeah. But also, you can't see, but I am actually dressed in like masses of black velvet and blue specifically for the Bavu movie I'm watching tonight. So.
Okay. And she looks spectacular. I am wearing a Derek design shirt, a Team Death shirt that I ordered from Team Death. Oh, darn, I don't remember the middle part because it's a weird website. Anyway, Death Designs.
But it is super cute.
DETHDESIGNS. You can look that up. And yeah, it is a really great Halloween themed shirt that I will probably wear other months of the year anyway, because that's how I roll, like a jack-o'-lantern.
That's right.
And speaking of rolling, back to The Blob.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, this is... I don't think we had just an amorphous creature movie before this. I think this is like, an original monster, which is kind of hard to come up with ever.
Okay, I'm actually going to fight back against that one a little bit because it occurred to me while we were watching this, I think it is the first movie, this is basically The Color Out of Space.
Okay.
It pretty much starts, you find the thing and it morphs into something else and then it starts eating people. That's basically The Color Out of Space.
Okay, nice.
And then from there it becomes Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Because it occurred to me the second half is basically like the same plot, but it's just Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Which is not an insult in my book.
Well, I recently at home rewatched a childhood favorite, The Green Slime, which is kind of The Blob in space.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yes, The Blob, often imitated, rarely exceeded.
Yes.
Now, speaking of, I've never seen the remake.
I haven't seen the remake either.
Okay, so we can't really compare them. What I imagine is that the production values are higher.
Or email us those.
But it's less for general audiences and probably just not as good in general. That's just a guess.
Wait.
I don't know.
Maybe I have seen it. If it's the one that has the woman from the Saw movies, the one who was Jigsaw's disciple.
I have no idea. I haven't seen the Saw movies.
Because there was one. Okay. Anyway, that's something for later. Because I want to say I've seen her in the diner seat.
Now, if you are regular listeners to Monster Kid Radio, listening to us right now, and Bridal Monster Kid Radio, you know Derek loves to play the audio from the trailer for The Blob, starring Steve McQueen and a cast of exciting young people, I think is how it goes.
30-year-old teenagers.
Yeah, Steve McQueen was, I think, 26 when this was made, 28 when it came out. The female lead is only 3 years younger than him. So at least he wasn't 26 acting with an 18-year-old.
Yeah.
Not that they, get hot and heavy or anything, but it still would have felt a little creepy. I think McQueen had fun with it.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure the actress did. She never looks like she's having a good time, even when she's supposed to be having a good time.
She wasn't the best actress.
Yeah.
I don't know if she was just like really, really not into it or just not a good actress. Could go either way.
Well, it still beats whoever they got to play her little brother, who has a cringeworthy performance. One thing I love though is when the Blob comes out of the movie theater and the kid's out there in his pajamas with a cap gun, and when he runs out of caps, he looks at it and he throws the gun at the Blob. It's like watching an episode of The Lone Ranger.
Oh my God, you can tell that kid watches way too many movies.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No, the kid was like, that was somebody's kid. That was just like,
Yeah.
eat a kid, whatever, you come over here. Because yeah, that kid was like not.
I will give props to whoever it is that plays the sheriff.
Yeah.
I think he played it straight and played it really well. And he's the kind of person I would want in charge in a situation like that.
Yes, exactly.
So kudos there.
Yeah.
The movie ends with us being told that the military is coming. They're going to take the temporarily frozen Blob to, is it the Arctic or the Antarctic?
I think it was the Antarctic.
That seems odd. That seems odd because it's further away. The Arctic would be closer. But anyway, and we get the comment that we'll be safe as long as it stays cold there. To which a good portion of the audience, including myself, was like, oh no.
Yep. Yep.
Because this is 2025. The ice caps are continuing to melt.
Yeah, that part didn't age well.
Yeah, humanity is doomed, and not for the reason we thought. It's because the Blob is going to start growing again.
Okay, that starts melting. What's going to come out? We're going to get the Blob. We got deadly mantises up there.
The Thing.
We got the Thing up there.
Yep.
I mean, come on. Although if I'm going to go, I'd go by deadly mantis. I love the deadly mantis party, right?
I don't know. Maybe the Thing, so at least it's copying me and there's a version of me. I don't know.
That's fair.
None of it sounds actually good.
No,
Anyway, we both approve of the Blob.
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. If you're listening to Bride of Monster Kid Radio, there's a very good chance you've already seen this. You're already familiar with it.
And approve of it too.
Yeah, exactly. Of today's movies, this is the only one I'm absolutely sure I've seen before. Like I said earlier, I might have seen The Ghost of Mr. Chicken when I was young. I don't remember. I might have seen Black Sabbath sometime. It doesn't sound familiar, but anthology movies, sometimes they just don't stick as a title in my head. Once I see the segments, then maybe it'll be familiar.
Well, this one, there's images that get lifted all the time. You'll recognize it later.
Oh, yeah. That may not help.
So,
Anyway, so this is Jeff of Podcastcadia.
and Dominique from House of Silent Grapes.
And we're reporting in for Bride of Monster Kid Radio. And we'll talk to you again real soon.
Horrible. That face. Those eyes.
Please try to describe it.
Like nothing I've ever seen before.
You're the only one who saw it and survived.
Whatever it is, it must exist. It's still there, trapped. I must go into that cave before the police. There's another cave behind there.
Travel back with us to the beginning of time, when giant reptiles thunder defiance, and man is yet unborn. From this nightmare world emerges a fearsome half-man, half-ape with the strength of 20 demons, trapped in a dark subterranean cavern, its frozen fury preserved in suspended animation. It comes silently screaming through the ages. This terrifying half-human monster awakens at last. Awakens now to vent its murderous wrath on you. Whatever the risk, this kill-crazy fiend from hell must be destroyed. You may want to hide, you may want to forget what you see, but you can't. You can't escape.
Stay where you are, Dr. Brockton. That's an order. Dr. Brockton!
Well, Dominique, we just finished Trog,
Yes, we did.
a movie I almost liked.
Okay. You're generous.
Well, almost. That doesn't mean I liked it. For all of its faults, and they are many, the place it lost me first was seeing Trog's memories. You know, I suppose we should probably say who Trog is. Trog is a troglodyte found in a cave in somewhere in Britain, England.
Yeah.
He's the missing link.
Quote unquote.
Basically, this is EGOT with a slightly better budget.
Yeah. And not quite as skeevy.
Yeah, not quite as skeevy, and far less forced musical numbers.
Yes.
But anyway, Trog is taken out of his cave environment and experimented on. And at one point, for some reason, we're able to see his memories, and he has memories of dinosaurs. And that's scientifically where it lost me, because he is a bipedal mammal. He would not have existed in the time of the dinosaurs. Now, as a comic book fan, I can take a lot of science and stretch the credulity. When it suggested that Trog survived by being frozen for a time and then recovering, that's Captain America. I mean, I can accept that.
And we're going back to the blob, so this is something else we have to worry about getting uncovered when everything is melting.
No, we don't now. He's dead.
That's true. I mean, unless there's more.
Well, valid point. But also, that's where the film completely lost me enjoying it. At the end of the film, Trog is back in his caves. He's still near the entrance, but at least he's back. And the army is going to do something with demolitions. I thought they were just going to seal the cave and trap him down there. And I would have been okay with this movie if they had. But no, what they were doing was they were making a bigger entrance. They were opening it up more so the military could go down and kill this creature. Now, if you're listening to this, you may have heard me maybe 2 months ago, I think it was, talk about Return of the Creature. And this movie was basically Return of the Creature. A unique specimen is found. It's taken out of its environment unwillingly. It's experimented on. It gets loose and causes danger and havoc and violence because it was a dangerous creature removed from its environment. and then it's killed. And listeners to Bride of Monster Kid Radio may remember I did not like Return of the Creature, and I do not like this movie.
It's Revenge of the Creature. Put some respect on that movie's name. How dare you?
I'm not as big a fan of the Creature of the Black Lagoons.
And how dare you too, Dominique?
So my head actually went to 20 Million Miles to Earth
Okay.
and Mirror. Only this one was nowhere near as well done. But it's that, okay, because people went in and got the troglodyte and brought him out, which, by the way, come on, Trog, but does the humans bring him out? And he's just running around doing his thing, trying to get back home and trying to figure things out. And the humans are like, no, you gotta die. We're not even gonna give you a chance. We're not gonna figure anything out. You just die. And yeah, because like 20 Million Miles to Earth, I can't even sit through that movie anymore. I just bawl through the whole thing.
Well, and as I was sitting here watching it and thinking about how it mirrors Revenge of the Creature, it also occurred to me, that's the story of King Kong.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
now I'm not sure I like King Kong movies anymore.
Well, that was okay. You're a step behind on that one. That one was a wise.
Okay, I'm a step behind on that one. I am willing to admit that I was uninvolved.
Okay, I'll give you that one.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, oh man.
The only thing, okay, because this is my second watch of this movie, and honestly, there is no point when this movie had me. Honestly, I think it's kind of just boring.
Oh yeah, it's not a good movie at all.
It was not my kind of fake science. Because like House of Dracula had all the kind of fake science in it, and that was kind of cool. Honestly, I think Blade lifted fake science from House of Dracula. That was very Blade science. And you know, there's some competent stuff. Freddie Francis directed. It's directed well enough. And okay, the one thing it did have me on, Happiness, Thy Name is Evil Michael Go. Oh my God, I love him as evil. He's so entertaining. And when he's in the lab throwing things and he chucks that thing into the wall
He,
of
as an actor, looked so happy to be doing that.
so happy.
And you know what? I would be too. If that was my job, was to go in for, you know, and this is my scene for the day, is to smash glass things and get paid for it.
Right? Yeah.
I'd be having a pretty good day.
He was having so much fun in that scene.
I wish they'd been a little clearer about his motives. They do mention at one point he wants to build a housing development near there. And so his whole thing, and I wish they'd made a more big deal about it, is that this project was stopping him from getting to build his housing development.
Okay.
I wish they'd been more clear about that.
It's one of those things that like we should steer clear of, but I'm going to bring it up anyway. I actually totally buy that character exactly like it is without any explanations or anything, because I meet people like that every day nowadays.
No.
They're just angry to be angry and accusing people of things to be accusing people of things.
Well, not just to be accusing, not just for the sake of accusing people. He's doing it, and in such a public way, to sway public opinion.
Yeah.
And that is right out of political handbooks.
Exactly. And yeah, there's a land scheme thing, which I totally believe, but also they're in the middle of nowhere, England. Just build in the other direction. There's plenty of room.
Well, keep in mind, England as a country is only about the size of Oregon. It's not actually that big. But one thing I did want to give some credit for is, fake as they looked, most of the stalactites and stalagmites we see in the caves are realistic. The stalactites are long and pointed. The stalagmites are short and rounded. Where it fell apart for me a little bit earlier was that with stalactites that long, there should be a stalagmite under each one of them, because that's how stalagmites form, is by the drippings from stalactites. But where it lost me again is right at the very end, after Trog has been shot dozens of times, he falls down and is impaled on a very sharp stalagmite. That is not how stalagmites form. You do not find a sharp stalagmite.
Okay, I don't know the science of this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a specialist in the geology of caverns, but I know enough to know that. Also, in the beginning, the guy stripped down to get in the water in the cave. It gets cold cold in caves.
Freeze to death.
Yeah.
Walking around wet in the probably sub-zero temperature because they're below ground.
It's probably not sub-zero, but it's probably very close to zero. And by zero, I mean Celsius,
Yeah.
which any reasonable person uses, and therefore not Americans. So, yeah, I'm glad I saw it, but boy, I don't ever want to see this again.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Do you believe in ghosts?
This is the night when fear and horror walk hand in hand.
This is Black Sabbath.
Starring the incomparable Boris Karloff, the personable Mark Damon, and lush and lovely women, even though one is from the netherworld, a vampire, a Vurdalak. Black Sabbath, as ancient as superstition, as modern as the telephone.
How nice you look with that towel around you. You always did have a beautiful body. Beautiful. A body to drive someone crazy.
Who are you? Who?
Black Sabbath, the bare truth about the unbelievable, such as the brilliant beauty of a priceless jewel that holds within the body of a buzzing fly a vengeful woman's murderous spirit. Only on the seventh night of the seventh full moon can the living see the lifeless undead.
I am hungry.
Is he man or vampire? An adventure into black magic that goes beyond the boundaries of the supernatural. And a man's devoted love is welcomed by a woman's deadly lust for his blood.
We just finished the one I think Dominique was looking forward to the most tonight at the Scare-A-Thon.
That is absolutely correct. Yes. Yes.
So tell us about it.
So we just watched one of the heightened moments of perfection in the horror genre, Black Sabbath, the one and only Mario Bava anthology movie featuring Boris Karloff as a vampire, which might actually be one of the only instances that ever happened.
Technically not a vampire.
Okay, we can get into that ontological discussion later.
I would also, please don't hurt me, I would also quibble that is perfect.
See, these right opinions of yours are just unacceptable. You are correct. You are correct. Yes, this is, okay, this one, I actually think if you ever wanted to introduce a friend to Bava, this would be the one to go with, because we hit both his supernatural and his giallo in this. So you can kind of like show this to your friend and gauge, oh, did they enjoy the Vurdalak or did they enjoy the telephone? At which point you can go, okay, go watch Bad Blood or go watch Black Sunday. This movie is, it's Bava. It's perfect.
I wonder if I might think it was more perfect, closer to perfect, if we were watching the Italian version. Because from what I read, it kind of got just a little bit butchered when adapted for an American audience.
Yes, there was some blood and gore because Bava didn't hold back. You didn't hold back in Europe. Also, I know, because the other thing was most people don't realize Bava actually had a really solid sense of humor, and there were some jokes that were cut. Because actually, the Italian way the movie ends in Italy is Boris Karloff done in the Vurdalak makeup on the fake horse, and they pull back and they show the fake horse with like Mario Bava standing there directing him. Well, laughing and making the joke.
In the Italian version, Vertilac is the second story.
That's true.
So the order of the stories is completely different. None of them are in the same position in the version we just watched, the American version, as opposed to the original.
Yeah. Also, the music is different.
I wanted to talk about the music. So I did see there was a different composer for the American. I also wondered, I didn't see anything about this, but the music for the Drop of Water segment and for the Vertilac segment, amazing, spot on for what was happening on screen. The music for the telephone did not fit. It was almost comedic.
Okay. I would disagree with that because I think it was perfect. Because they were going for Italian crime movie feel. It had that smutty, sleazy. It didn't feel like a horror movie. It felt like a gangster movie, which is essentially what that was.
The telephone is probably the one that got butchered the most.
Yeah.
In translating. In the telephone, our main character, our protagonist, Rosie, is being terrorized by telephone calls. Eventually finds out it's from someone named Frank, who she had betrayed in some way and had died. She calls her friend Mary for help. In this version, Mary is Frank's ex. We don't really know what Mary does. We don't know what Rosie does. We don't know what Frank did. In the Italian version, Rosie is a call girl. Frank was her pimp, and Mary is Rosie's ex.
Yeah.
And apparently that was way too risque for an American audience.
Which is actually kind of funny because in chopping it up the way they did, they actually made it skeezier and more uncomfortable. Because I'm actually kind of not a fan of the telephone segment because, like, it's one of those things, every once in a while you hit a piece of horror where when a guy watches it, it hits one way. When a woman watches it, it hits another.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one of them. Because that's just basic stalker stuff.
The thing that bugged me the most about the telephone, and it's something Mary does when she gets to the apartment, why didn't Rosie just leave the phone off the cradle?
Yeah. Because she's a female character written by a guy.
I guess, that's a terrible reason. Oh, that was driving me nuts. And then when Mary shows up and actually does that, actually leaves the receiver off the cradle, I'm like, yes, someone with sense. The first segment for the American version, Drop of Water. Oh, that was tense.
Yeah.
And it was credited to Anton Chekhov. But boy, oh boy, did it scream Poe's Telltale Heart to me.
Yeah. And I mean, I haven't read the original story, but it's possible Chekhov did read
Yeah.
the Telltale Heart.
And speaking of famous Russian authors, the Vertilac segment credited to Leo Tolstoy.
Yeah.
So, an Italian film, 2/3 of which are based on Russian authors, with at least partial American audience.
Well, but how familiar are you with Baba's work?
Nowhere near as much as you are.
Because that was Bava's thing. He loved Eastern European Gothic.
Yeah.
Black Sunday is based on Vi by Gogol. And that was his thing. He loved that.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, he's probably more responsible for us knowing about Eastern European writers than anybody else up until, a decade ago?
Wow.
I mean, because he loved that.
Dominique mentioned we would talk a little bit about the creature in the Vertilac story, which is called the Vertilac. It is a Slavic word, so even though we're saying v, it starts with what we call a W.
Yeah.
And as much as I was pulling Dominique's leg, Vertilac is very much a form of vampire, although specifically it does target its own family and attempt to convert its own family. I have no idea what its weaknesses are supposed to be. Apparently decapitation will do the job.
Well, to borrow a line from Hotel Transylvania, that'll kill anybody. But also, because the other thing is, in Eastern European folklore, you become a vampire by dying in a state of sin. Doesn't even matter what you did. If you weren't forgiven, you're coming back as a vampire.
Oh, gosh.
It's really, like, stupidly broad. Which, it's Russians, they gotta scare you, so.
Yeah. Yeah, boy, they can be cold.
Yeah.
And I'm not just talking about the weather.
Russian life for, like, the entirety of that area of the world has been really rough. So you get pragmatic real quick.
Yeah.
And you stay pragmatic on every level.
Yeah.
This is the place where, serfdom was abolished in what, like, 1910? So,
the one thing, I really think this may be the one thing that kind of took me out of the Verlac story, is they do a lot of walking around in places that are supposed to be very dark. And I'm used to movies having, a single candle light a great area. We just kind of accept it. They didn't even do that. There was the human characters were carrying no kind of light source, and places that should have been pitch black were very well lit.
okay.
That kind of took me a little bit. So not perfect, Dominique.
That is perfect because that is actually a Bava hallmark. The way this was lit was entirely the way Bava lights movies, and it is perfection because the man started as a painter and he knows what he's doing.
I think you're biased.
Yeah, I'm biased. It doesn't make me wrong.
It doesn't make you right.
Agree to disagree.
I would say this is the best of the 5 movies that we saw tonight, though.
Hands down.
Yeah. It was the longest of the movies. Just barely. It was an hour and 37 minutes.
Yeah, we had some short movies.
Yeah, Trog was an hour 33. House of Dracula was the shortest. It was only 67 minutes long. Trog was the newest one of the ones we saw. House of Dracula was the oldest. Just some fun stats there for our listeners.
The funny thing is, because I think the Ghost and Mr. Chicken and this one were roughly contemporaneous.
Ghost and Mr. Chicken was 66. I think this one was...
Wasn't it mid-60s?
I was thinking I saw it was... Yeah, I think it was 68.
Yeah.
Maybe? Yeah. And then Trog was 70.
Yeah.
So not a huge spread there between those. Blob was 58, I think. Yeah. And then House of Dracula, I don't remember what it said, like 52 or something.
Yeah.
So definitely the furthest time-wise away from the others also. So, boy, I'm glad I was able to make it this year.
Oh, yeah, so was I.
Even through Frog, so glad I made it this year.
There's always one. Like you said, in anthologies, there's always an unreliable story,
yeah.
And Frog was our unreliable
speaking of anthologies, so funny coincidence, not knowing what Black Sabbath was about when I came here today, I ran some errands before coming here, and one of the errands I ran was to a thrift store here in Tigard. I had some donations to drop off, and I went inside. The only thing I purchased was a DVD set with 10 episodes of a horror anthology called Thriller, hosted by Boris Karloff. I have those waiting in my van for me to watch at home sometime.
Have you watched any Thriller?
No. I don't think I even knew it existed.
You are in for a treat. It is amazing.
Well, and I'm kind of hoping that if they picked 10 episodes out of however many dozen to be in this DVD set, I'm hoping it's the best 10.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you right now. Check the menu. If it has Pigeons from Hell on it, that's the one you start with.
Yeah.
That episode is legend. It is so good. It's based on the Robert E. Howard story. It is so good.
Okay. And we know Derek loves Robert E. Howard. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, last time I'm going to interrupt here. Derek from the editing desk, one more time. Yes, Robert E. Howard is the man. He's my favorite writer. And you know what? I'm going to mention something about Robert E. Howard and specifically his house at the end of this episode, so stay tuned for that. Jeff, I feel like I owe you an apology. If you are not aware of Thriller, that's my fault because Thriller is so good. So dope. It's Boris Karloff hosting an amazing anthology show. And yes, Pigeons from Hell. It's so good. It is the only episode of Thriller that I've talked about here on the show with fellow Robert E. Howard aficionado David Heath from The People's Guide to the Cthulhu Mythos. You can find that in the archives over at monsterkidradio.net. And you know what? We've actually talked about a lot of these movies that were shown at Scare-A-Thon in the past here on the show. House of Dracula, Trog. We've talked about those movies with Frank Dietz, actually. And I think it goes back over a decade for House of Dracula at the very least. So check those out over in the archives as well. And I know we've talked about The Blob at least once, if not twice. And we've even had Chris Yeworth, the son of one of the producers of the film, on the show as well. Rest in peace, Chris Yeworth, by the way. And yeah, check out the archives to look up these movies to see if we've talked about them in an episode here on the show. Again, Jeff, I'm sorry I let you down. Thriller is fantastic. And, you know, maybe I need to plan an anthology month or something. You know, I hate to commit to something now, but yeah, check it out. Seriously, check it out.
All right. I'm thinking I'll take this recorder out and see if other Jeff has anything he wants to say, or if he has the time to say anything. I mean, he's had a busy day, but Joy was really rocking today.
It was, yeah.
I love to see a local business doing very well, and they did very well today.
Yep, absolutely.
So at least for now, this is Jeff of Podcastcadia.
And Dominique of House of Silent Graves. No gods, no masters, only the maestro.
This will probably come out afterwards, but so if we're too late to wish you a happy Halloween 2025, happy Halloween 2026.
Or just happy Halloween life.
There you go.
Should have Halloween life.
All right, so this is Jeff once again. Scare-A-Thon is over for 2025, and I'm standing here with the person I like to call Other Jeff. It is Jeff Punk Rock Martin of the Joy Cinema. It looks like you had a great day today.
Yeah, we had a great turnout. Really nice turnout. Yeah.
Any idea what the numbers were as far as attendees?
Well, it's a couple hundred through the day, between 200 and 250 through the whole day. And I think the most for one show would have been for the Ghost of Mr. Chicken, where we had 125, something like that.
That's really great.
So, yeah, that's a good turnout. Yeah.
It seemed like there were more people here today than I've seen at previous Scare-A-Thons.
I think this is our biggest one.
Yeah. So
yeah, by a fair amount actually. Yeah,
that's terrific.
Yeah,
I love it.
Jeff, yeah.
I was Dominique and I were talking, and we love to see a small business doing great.
Oh, thank you.
So
we're doing okay today anyway. So
yeah. You have bought, I haven't made it to many, but you did bring back Weird Wednesday recently.
Yeah.
Are we going to keep doing that for a while, or is there stuff coming out that's going to conflict with that?
Well, whenever we can, we'll do it. You know, it's like you have to be playing basically something that's either aging, that's recent, but has been out for several weeks, or repertory fun, you know? So, because you can, as they say, stack those. So when it's a brand new movie, the typical thing is you can't stack it. You can't play it with any other title the whole week. So
understood.
So that's why when we don't do Weird Wednesday, that's why, because we have to.
The movie that is showing is too new.
Yeah, it's just you got to follow the terms. So
well, yeah, you don't want to get in trouble.
No.
And I don't want to get in trouble. I want to come here.
Yeah, that's fair on there. If I wish we were different, but that's the way they do it. So, you know.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Today has been a great day for myself and for Dominique and for all the monster kids that attended.
Thank you. And we'll have to talk further about Trog someday, because I'm a big believer in Trogs.
Oh boy! Well, if you listen to this episode once Derek edits it and everything, you'll hear my thoughts on Trog, and they aren't charitable.
Oh, that's okay.
But this last one, Black Sabbath. Oh boy, was that really good?
Yeah, what a great movie.
Yep.
So anyway, okay, I want to hear what Derek has to say about Trog too, and Beth, and so.
All right.
Anyway.
Well, have a great night. I probably won't see you before Halloween, so happy Halloween, Jeff.
Yeah, have a happy Halloween.
All right.
From the boiling rage of a world hurled back 1 million years comes Trog, starring Joan Crawford, rated GP.
Well, that brings us to the end of this episode of Bride of Monster Kid Radio. I want to say thanks to Jeff and Dominique and Jeff for being part of the show this week. Like I said at the top of the show, man, listening to that and editing that and just imagining hanging out with Jeff and Dominique as they were watching the movies at the Scare-A-Thon, it reminded me of, previous years. And I miss the Scare-A-Thon. I miss the Joy Cinema. I miss that crowd. So Jeff and Dominique, and Jeff, thanks for taking a few minutes out of your day on Scare-A-Thon Day to share with Bride of Monster Kid Radio, to share with me so that I can live vicariously through you and enjoy the Halloween season just a little bit more. So I really appreciate that. Let's talk about some links real quick. So Jeff mentioned Podcascadia. I don't know if we've really talked about Podcascadia all that much here, but really I should get with Jeff and ask him to record an audio bumper for me. Podcascadia is the executive producer of Bride of Monster Kid Radio. You can find more about it over at podcascadia.com. There is a link in the show notes, of course. You can also find Dominique at the House of Silent Graves. Look up House of Silent Graves on Facebook. This is her main internet presence right now. This is where she loves, honors, and celebrates the monsters that don't get their due and helps you hug your monsters. So check that out, House of Silent Graves on Facebook. I will make sure there's a link in the show notes to that as well. And of course, if you're in the Tigard, Oregon area or Portland, Oregon area or whatever, make some time to check out the Joy Cinema. You can learn more about them at thejoycinema.com. And you heard Jeff Punk Rock Martin mention Weird Wednesday. When they're doing Weird Wednesday, man, this was the lifeblood of what I did at the Joy. Go back into the archives over at monsterkidradio.net. You can find so many times we went to Weird Wednesday at the Joy Cinema and Pub and talked about the movies being shown at Weird Wednesday. So many times I would introduce the movies. I really miss that, and I've got to find a movie theater down here in the American Southwest that would let me get involved in the show that way, because I loved doing that. I loved introducing movies and being part of the show and welcoming people to experience some of these weird movies that Jeff Punk Rock Martin would show. I don't know what's showing up the next Weird Wednesday, but according to the website, they are going to be doing something on November 6th. So that's this Wednesday. Showtime is at 9:15. Admission for the Weird Wednesday show is free, but you do have to be 18 or over to get in, and that's because they sell alcohol. Apparently, they also sell slush puppies, which is something new. I didn't realize they were doing that now, but how cool is that? So check out the Joy Cinema at thejoycinema.com, podcascadia.com, or the House of Silent Graves on Facebook to keep up with those who helped make this week's episode possible. You're going to find links to all of this over in the show notes at monsterkidradio.net, where you're going to find links to everything else that we've talked about here on the show, as well as our contact information. You can email me at monsterkidradio@gmail.com. Maybe you went to the Scare-A-Thon or had your own movie marathon somewhere. I'd love to hear all about it. Drop me a line. Send me an email. We'll talk about it here on the show. Or you can call and leave us a voicemail at 360-524-2484. This does have a hard 3-minute limit, so when you do call, if you have more than 3 minutes worth of stuff to say, well, I'll go through and I'll edit it all together and, we'll make it sound good as I can here on the show, because I want to make sure that we include your voice on an upcoming episode of the podcast. We did get an email from a listener. This came from listener Chad P. He wrote in with, just wanted to say thank you, sir, for posting old-time radio shows. It helps my insomnia and my melancholia. Thanks again. Cheers. Chad, you're welcome, and thanks for writing in. I had a lot of fun putting together last week's episode where I took some old-time radio shows and cleaned them up, worked some audio magic on them, basically did to them what I do to every piece of audio that either comes into or I record for the show, and then tried to make it sound as good as possible. I separated vocals from audio tracks, I ran filters through the dialogue, I did all sorts of magic, and I hope it was worth it. If you haven't listened to it yet, please go back and give it a listen on last week's episode and let me know what you think. Or listen to it the way that Chad did, which was through YouTube. You can find Monster Kid Radio on YouTube. We don't talk a lot about our YouTube channel here on the show, but we do have a YouTube channel where you can listen to every single episode of the podcast. If you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, that helps us out too. Last time I checked, we had over 1,100 subscribers to the Monster Kid Radio YouTube channel, which is incredible. We need at least 1,000 subscribers to get to the first step of maybe getting monetized on YouTube. We need a lot more listener hours or viewing hours to hit that mark. But, if you're on YouTube, maybe start watching the show that way. would really help us out. You can find us online on all the different social media outlets as well. You can even find us on Patreon at patreon.com/MonsterKidRadio, where you can become a free member of our Patreon, which will allow you to access our show notes when they are updated there, usually about the middle of the week. And in those show notes, we announce what we're going to be doing on the next episode of Bride of Monster Kid Radio. Exclusively, it gets mentioned there. But I will give you a little bit of a sneak preview or a sneak peek, maybe a spoiler. Beth and I did just see a movie in the theater not too long ago, and I think that's what we're going to talk about next week on the show. What movie am I talking about? Well, you can probably guess. But in case you can't, you've got to go follow us on Patreon for free to get access to the show notes when I announce it on Wednesday. Of course, if you want to help support the show financially, you can do it that way as well. Something else you can do to help support the show financially is make sure you use our Amazon affiliate link. Every time you shop on Amazon, you're going to find it over in our show notes at monsterkidradio.net. Just click on the big Monster Kid Radio Amazon button. You can't miss it. You click on that, it's going to take you to Amazon, and then you're going to be shopping under the Monster Kid Radio umbrella. It's not any different than using Amazon normally. It's just that when you check out, we get a tiny, tiny kickback. And the more you spend on Amazon using this affiliate link, the more money we get. And it would really help us out, especially this time of year as people are shopping for the upcoming holidays. Something else you can do, speaking of shopping for the holidays, and then I promise this is the last bit of shilling I'm going to do this week, deathdesigns.bigcartel.com. You heard Jeff mention the shirt that he was wearing earlier and that Dominique said was kind of cute. Well, you can get your very own by going to deathdesigns.bigcartel.com, and you can pick up any of these Hawaiian style or button-up shirts that we sell here. $40 free shipping here in the US. Sizes go from extra small up to 7 or 8XL. And if you do need shipping anywhere else in the world, well, just shoot me an email and we'll figure something out. If you order now, I can pretty much guarantee you're going to get something before Christmas. So if you're looking for some holiday shopping ideas, you can get that really cool green Halloween shirt that I know Jeff is wearing because he took a picture and sent it to me. We have a shirt celebrating the first 20 years of the Mimiverse, and this is an authorized shirt by Christopher R. Mim himself. We have a new Blackula shirt where Blackula's shirt is deadlier than Dracula's. We've got the classic monster movie poster collage. We got a Monos tribute shirt. We've got a Kaiju tribute shirt. Check it out over at deathdesigns.bigcartel.com. Death is spelled D-E-T-H. That's D-E for Derek and T-H from Beth. Bride of Monster Kid Radio is a Team Death production. All original content of Bride of Monster Kid Radio is licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivatives 4.0 Unported license. You can learn more about Team Death, our other projects like Death Designs, Mail Order Zombie, the Team Death YouTube channel, and more at www.teamdeath.com. Remember, death is spelled D-E-T-H. All previous episodes of this podcast, as well as the original Monster Kid Radio podcast, are available at www.monsterkidradio.net. Please rate and review Bride of Monster Kid Radio wherever you download your favorite podcasts. Ghoul Tide Ride is copyright 2025. Underwater Bosses. It came out on October 31st. How fitting. You can find it on their album Dark Side of the Ride, and you can pick it up yourself over at underwaterbosses.bandcamp.com. They gave us permission to play their music here on the show, so to thank them for supporting us, well, you can go support them over at underwaterbosses.bandcamp.com. Just make sure you let them know you heard about them here on Bride of Monster Kid Radio. My name's Derek M. Cook. I'll talk to everybody next week. Ciao.